Hey, what's up, Pep Nation? I'm gonna take you guys through a hockey-specific warm-up to get you guys ready and fired up for your training session or before you guys get on the ice. So here's our first exercise, okay? It's called a lateral push step. Now what we're gonna do to make this more specific, we're gonna get more into that hockey-specific skater step. So from here, I push, I'm gonna jump, I'm gonna land on two. If you wanna make it more advanced, you land on one, switch back. So I'll be here, I'm gonna show you the first version, pick that up, load up, push. Now I'm loading into that glute, and I really want to make sure I'm emphasize that I'm getting distance. I'm coiling up into that core, opposite arm, opposite leg. I push over to advanced version, I'm going to stick that landing. I'm going to go all the way to about 20 yards. So I'm going to go 20 yards there, I'm going to do the opposite leg back. So I'm in this nice position, hey, feet in line with my shoulders and hips, core nice and tight, push, land on two, making sure that I stay in that athletic position. You don't want to get too far, you don't want to get too narrow, okay, because a swift wind will push you over. You always got to be in that nice balanced position. Here's that single leg one, I push, I land, I stabilize, I repeat all the way down. That's our first one. That's going to just get you in that nice position where you're going to get that glute activated. Now I'm going to do virtually the same thing. I'm going to do that on a 45-degree balance, okay, that lateral push step. So I'm here, push. Hey, land on two or land on one if you have the control, the balance, and the stability in that leg. And again, I want to go for about 20 yards, looking for that 45-degree distance. Load and explode. So notice how I load, I'm coiling up, and I explode. Great control on one, or if you're a beginner, to go on two and reset. Once you make it to your distance, I'm looking for 20 yards. If you're a first timer, maybe 10 yards. Because we want to make sure that we're not overly rounded out and we're in a bad position. When I finish that, I'm going to go into slalom runs. A slalom run is just a quick outside push, just like in hockey, we're really pushing outside, trying to get ourselves in a nice position moving forward. So every 2 steps, I'm going to push out the outside leg. I'm going to show you slow. So 1, 2, switch that foot, so that side one comes forward, the other one goes back, and I push, 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 push. Let me do it coming back, so I'll go 20 yards. I'm going to be a little bit more speed, and I'm looking to go straight ahead, but pushing off that outside position. So I'm here, push, push. Notice how I'm low. I'm low, and I'm pushing, and I'm exploding forward. Okay? That's the next one. From here, now what I want to do is I want to do some quick shuffles with hip flips. Okay, it's going to open up our hips. It's going to make sure that we're moving laterally, really pushing off the outside leg. So I'm in this nice position. Remember, when we shuffle, we're not clicking. Okay, we're not clicking the feet. We're pushing. We're pushing. This is our 4th exercise. So I'm here, I shuffle, I get to the line. And when I get to the line, I'm going to hip flip both ways. 1, 2, back in good position. Because in hockey, you might have to get that foot down and change direction very quickly. So we want to open up and get those hips to swivel and open, and so we get some mobility in those hips. So I'm here, I'm quick, I get here, pop, pop, back in good position. Here, boom, pop, pop, back in good position. You want to make sure you're going for about 20 yards, so you get about 4 flips in there. We're making our way back right after. I want to show you what the position looks like. I don't want to have guys high. So you're not going to gain power here, okay? You're having power in this low athletic position, okay? Not bobbing up and down, we're staying in the tunnel, and that's where you're going to be most explosive. So I'm here, I'm shuffling, I get a good position, I gear myself up for the flip, coming back. Here, good position, flip, right back. You want to make sure that when you're doing the flips, it's called body dissociation. So the shoulders stay square, hips are flipping, making sure we get full rotation to the core and that lower body. The next exercise, we're going to be working on some deceleration. So we're going to be running, but we're going to decelerate more in a hockey position. So I'm going to start forward, I'm going to run, and I'm going to get in that hockey-specific stop. Hey, slightly turning my body, hey, loading up with the hips. Then when I finish, hey, I'm going to bring myself back and then sprint again. So I'm going to show you here. So it's a quick stop, reset, sprint again. So I'm here, boom, stop, get back. Stop, get back. And notice when I get back, I stay near those feet and I'm sprinting again. Make sure flipping sides every time. I'm here, stop, get back in position. Stop, get back in position. It's quick, it's dynamic, and we're fast on our toes, trying to get in and out of that skater position, that quick deceleration, getting back so you can get after that puck. Check it out again. So I flip to my left, boom, back. With my right, boom, back. With my right, boom, back. With the left, boom, back. Always in control, never hunched over, chest up, good positioning where the foot is underneath my hip, and I'm always in control of the movement. Don't let the movement control you. The next one, now I want to start to get up a little bit. You know, you're not jumping in hockey, but we want to get a little bit of explosiveness out of the legs. So I'm going to run, I'm going to jump up, I'm going to come back down in this position, and then I'm going to have to cross over and run. So I'm working on a little bit of explosiveness, my vertical explosiveness, coming back down to a crossover and running. So it's very reactive. Sometimes you can have a partner and you can work off the partner. So I'm here, I'm going to go slow, I'm going to run, I'm going to jump, come back down on an angle, cross over, and run again. We'll flip sides. I'm going to gather jump, land, cross over, and run. Let me start that back again. Okay, a little bit quicker, a little bit faster. Notice when I land, hey, I land in a good position that we just worked on. I stop and I cross and turn. It's like almost like a pivot step, opening up your hips, turning around. So I'm here, I run, jump, boom, run, jump, boom, run, jump, boom. Notice how right when my feet touch the ground, I'm very dynamic and reactive. You don't want to be slow. Don't train yourself to just hold it and turn. You want to get in and out of the positions as fast as possible. The next thing is we're going to be working on is our backward movement. So we're going to work on some back pedals here. Now, the kind of back pedals that I'm looking for is just like in skating. You're never just going straight back. You're going to be weaving, but trying to keep a position. Not always going to be opening up the gate, letting them go by you. We're going to be weaving and backpedaling, keeping the hips square, keeping the shoulders square, but you're not standing up like this. We're going to be here in this hockey Pacific position, really working on that quad. We're really working on the shoulders, slightly over the knees and toes, getting everything activated. So notice if there's a line in your gym, line on the field, you want to stay square with the line, but then weaving side to side. So hips are square as you turn side to side. So I'm here, watch how slow I am. My hips stay square, my butt's going to lead the way. So I'm low and I'm weaving. Look at the control I have. Okay? I'm going to do that one more time, a little bit faster, a little bit more dynamic. I'm going to be here. Watch how fast I can do this movement, but still stay in control of my body positioning. Very key for hockey. I'm here, quick, I'm on my toes, I'm pushing, I'm low, I'm explosive going backwards. And if you're not explosive going backwards, you're not going to be a great athlete. You got to be able to move forward and back, side to side, the same way you would in all positions. Hey, you can't just be explosive going forward. You're not going to be able to, because hockey is a game where you're going forward and backwards, playing offense, defense at all times. From there, I want to open up the hips. So you just did a back pedal when we were kind of down, a little bit more hip flexion. I want to open up those hips now. So it's not so much that I am backpedaling, I'm going to open up my stride. So I'm going to open up the hip flexor more. So check this out. I'm thinking heel to butt, reaching and pulling. Reaching and pulling. So I start here, reach, pull. Long arms, open up, pull. Open, 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 open. So you notice how my shoulders were forward. My legs were going back. And when I fully extend at the hip and open it up, my hip flexors start to open up, right? We're always in this position, but yes, we have to warm up in those positions. We also have to open up the hips. Okay, I'm gonna show that one more time coming back. 20 yards now. Notice the shoulders, out in front. Notice the hips, going back, heel to bump, reaching. As I reach, I pull back. Okay, I'm pulling. Pulling long arms, pulling, opening, 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 opening your hips. Okay, the next one, I'm going to really open up the groin a little bit here. Get those hips to rotate and open up. So what I'm looking for is we're still going backwards, but we're opening those hips up. Okay, so I'm here, and you're going to have to get a little bit more coordinated, a little bit more rhythmic as I open. Okay, it's almost like a 1-2 step. Open those hips. I'm staying long. I'm staying tall. We don't want to be in this crunch position. Long, tall, open. Open, open, open. You notice how I swing that hand around. The arm, the elbow gets inside. We really open up those hips. Check it out again. I'm on my toes. I'm dynamic. I'm almost like Floyd Money Mayweather, right? He's not way down here all the time, right? He's up in this nice position. Now opening, okay? We're getting that money. Because when you're warmed up, you're a more successful athlete. You're more dynamic, you're more reactive, and you're more injury, so you reduce your injuries. Okay, now, that's just the first part. Remember, this is volume 1. This is the first day. We want to make sure you're getting your body loose. Here's the stretching. Okay, we got a couple exercises here. You're warm, the heart rate's up. I'm gonna take a nice long lunge, hands come up, okay? I get this big hip stretch, okay, in the groin, and then hip flexor. Okay, all this is getting worked. Hands are up, right here in the psoas, and in the abdominals. Hands come right in front now. This was 1, this is 2. I open up, little T-spine mobility, open, get that back leg to kick through. Easy as that. Take a few steps forward so the person behind me can come. Big stretch, okay? Open up, both sides. You get a tremendous amount of balance here, okay? You do that for 20 yards, you're looking for at least 3 to 4 per side. When you get to the other side, here's what I'm looking for. Hey, cross body pull. Opposite arm, opposite leg. The key to this one, that everything is straight. Don't rotate and open on this one. Tremendous amount of balance. I'm looking for balance here. So I'm here, hey, a hip hinge. Notice this leg is straight. I reach, and I hold. I'm trying to stay as flat back as I can, not rounding over, making sure that we're getting hip extension and hip flexion all in the same time with a tremendous amount of balance. 3 seconds hold. I'm gonna come here, I'm gonna switch sides. Grab that ankle, cross body, reach, hold. You're gonna obviously do again, 20 yards, you're looking for 3, 4, 5 per side. Now I'm coming back, and this is what I'm looking for. Now I'm going side to side, okay? I want a deep squat here. So I want a sumo squat where the feet are slightly opened up, a little bit wider than shoulder width. I'm gonna drop down here. Now I'm in that prayer position. Deep squat, I'm gonna drive the elbows inside the knees against them as I push the knees back into the elbows. Then I'm just gonna release that. Then I'm gonna slightly come up, go side to side now. So I go side to side twice with the foot down on the ground, then rotate. Really gonna hit the hip capsule. Really opening up. As I go here, I will switch sides, so I'll turn around. For the camera's sake, I'm gonna be turned around again. Same thing. Hips wider, shoulder width apart. Dropping down, I'm gonna kind of push against my elbows. Elbows against the knees, relax. Comes up slightly as I come side to side. You'll notice my chest is up. You gotta pretend there's a camera on your chest, okay? And you always gotta make sure you take a picture of what's in front of you. You can't take it down here. When that's finished again, you gotta get at least 4 to 6 per side within the yardage allowed. Final one, I'm looking for a hip hinge. Okay, so I'm here, I'm gonna get that hamstring. Pushing my butt back, and getting that big hamstring stretch. Coming back, big hamstring stretch. So notice how my body is square, foot in front is locked out and straight, back leg is bent, crease my hands, going to crease my hips. I fold over, I push my butt back, I get 3 pumps, getting that long hamstring stretch. When we're finished that, heart rate has come down a little bit. You're breathing, we get down, we got groundwork now. Again, this whole series is going to be about 15 minutes long. Okay, this is preparing you for your athletic things coming up after. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go into a cat-cow. So I'm thinking palms underneath the shoulders, shoulders in line with the palms, in line with the knees, and taking a deep breath in, and then take a deep breath out. I'm pushing the ground away from me, tucking my chin, pulling my hips through, and then coming back. Deep breath in, pushing the ground away, pushing my hips through. Find some space up there, moving groove, and you got 5 of those. Then I'm gonna come back down, elbows in line with the shoulders, knees in line with the hips, a little bit of T-spine mobility here, hand behind the head, push the opposite forearm into the ground, look into the ceiling, come back. Follow those eyes, try to glue those hips and keep them square, they're over-rotating. Okay, 5 per side. When that's finished, I'm gonna sit back up, so straight arms, And notice here I call this the hip rock series. So really opening up the hamstrings, really opening up the adductors, really getting in deep into that hip capsule. So I'm gonna do 10 like this, then I'm gonna sit up, and I'm gonna do 10 rotations. And this is where we really get into that ball and socket here. That really needs to be opened up for hockey players. So I'm here, then I'm gonna do 10 in front of me, same thing, rotate 5 per side, 10 total, and then I'm gonna hit that hip hinge again. Okay, we'll do both sides. 10, 10, with the shoulders square, 10, and then 10. When that's finished, I'm gonna go down until we can either call butterflies or tactical frogs. So I'm here, and I'm just gonna roll, I'm gonna go back, and we rock my hips back. I'm doing about 10 of them, trying to keep my back nice and flat, going nice and controlled and slow. Then I'm gonna do some rotations here right after. So keeping my body in a good position and just rotating here in the hips socket. Okay, getting that hip capsule work, making sure that's all ready to go. Okay, when that's finished, then I'm gonna drop right down and get into, I call a prone scorpion. But I'm gonna get the glute to fire up by getting some glute work. So 1, squeeze to drive the heel to the ceiling. 2, 3, heel to hand. And I'm just looking for about 3 to 5 reps per side, alternating each time. Hey, when you finish that, I'm gonna go on my back. Okay, going on my back, and all I'm looking for is I call it an iron cross. But this time, we're gonna do a straight leg kick, bring back down, over to the side. Straight leg kick, back down, over to the side. Straight leg kick, back down, over to the side. Okay, so get a little bit of hamstring work, and we're getting a little bit of hip work as we open up. From there, I'm gonna work the hamstring a little bit more, classic hands behind the knee, and we're doing 3 kicks and a pull. Bring back down under control, 3 kicks as I squeeze the quad, 3 of them, and then pull. But it has to be fast and ballistic, meaning it has to be the way you would do it in sports. 1, 2, 3, always with a fast contraction. Okay, because you're never moving slow in sports. If you are, you're on bench. If you're here, fast, I'm doing 5 per side. Okay, when that's finished, I'm going to a sideline leg raise. Okay, toes gonna be pointed down. We don't want to rotate it here. We're gonna feel more to the top of this hip. I'm doing 10. Okay, I'm gonna get this hip to fire up a little bit more. Then bring this thing, get that nice big stretch, pull in. So now I'm working the adductors. Okay, we're kind of activating those. So I'm gonna squeeze with inside that groin, come back down. Okay, under control. Notice how I'm not just smashing my foot on the ground. Bringing it up under control. Okay, I got 10 per side. 10 on the top, 10 on the bottom. Okay, to finish up here, we're gonna go into a 90-90. We're gonna hip a little bit more. As you can notice, the keys to this stuff is opening the hips. Opening the hips. I'm dropping, chest is going over the knees. I'm doing 3 pumps there, 3 pumps over the shin, and then I'm gonna reach back and do 3 over to the opposite foot. So 3 pumps here, 3, and you do that 5 times, so you get 15 total pumps. Or, yeah. Okay, then you do the other side. So 3, okay, 3, and over. Okay, so each side's gonna get 15 movements of 15 right there in the hips. Then from there, I'm gonna lay down and notice, now I'm gonna drop the hip in, okay? This is called knee forwards. So I'm gonna knock out another, let's say 8 to 10 reps per side here. Okay, really opening up the side of the hips. And then our final ones, you got 2 left. I call this gas pedalers. So I'm really gonna work this ankle joint, okay? So I'm here, the calf and the ankle, I come up, and I come back down. Now, I like to work different positions. Now, we can go like this, okay? You can go back and forth, or you can be like this, and just bring it all the way up, and load it up a little bit more with that opposite leg, and you can kind of turn the foot a little bit, and get different positions. I can turn it in, and turn it out, hitting different positions, right, within that ankle. I like to load it, or you can kind of load and push into it. Okay, either or works for me. Then I'm gonna finish the last one, and I call them groiners. So I'm gonna finish off by just finishing the hips here. Chest is up, I'm gonna be ballistic in this movement, bouncing up and down 3 to 5 times, switching that leg. Notice how my palms are gonna stay flat to the ground, my chest is gonna be up, my head will be up, as the better, more mobility I get in that hip. Okay? And again, do about 5 to 3 pumps, and do about 5 per side. Now I'm ready to go. I got my heart rate up. We did the multi-directional phase 1. hey, we went phase 2, we did our dynamic work, then we went on the ground and got our ground stretching in. Okay, phase 3. This is how you warm up properly. I'm soaked, okay? If you put a full sweatsuit on, you're gonna be soaked, you're gonna be ready to go. Now is the time to let go and be the best athlete you can, okay? I'll see you guys next time. Take care.